Hi Cancer, this is Lee at Fresh Astrology, and we are looking at a sneak peek of 2018. And so we're not looking at everything that happens or every aspect or every planet movement. It's just a little snapshot of what I think is a big influence setting up in the year and what will be a pivotal moment and a pivotal theme for everybody. Will all be taking place in Capricorn, and it's precipitated by the movement of Jupiter into Capricorn. However, someone very rightly pointed out that I really had skipped over talking about how Jupiter will be in Sagittarius, and yes, it will. And that's important. You know, it will have its influence. It will bring in fresh energy wherever Sagittarius hits your chart. In your case, this is a sixth house. So workload will expand, scheduling matters will expand. You might feel quite busy for most of the year. You will also be focused, or maybe need to focus, on health issues around a person in your family, perhaps you as well. You'll be focusing, and that kind of makes sense because when you're very busy and running around like crazy, you need to work even harder to build in time to take care of yourself. It's so important. So that'll be, but you'll have luck with it. You'll have some help or ways that are just opportunities that help you do that. So I don't know how, sometimes at workplaces you'll have a gym, maybe you'll get a job somewhere where they have a gym, or maybe you'll, discover some new form of exercise you like, or a new form of meditation, or you'll discover meditation that you can actually do it, or you'll start yoga, or you'll eliminate gluten. But there will be some kind of helpful opportunity to improve how you feel from day to day. And you'll need to pay attention to both how you care for yourself and how you keep up with all the work that's going on. But all of this has an element of luck to it. So it does look like lucky, good things are happening for you. You're just very busy. The big news, however, comes toward the end of the year, and you're kind of building up to this. So part of taking care of yourself and keeping up with all your obligations can feed into that, whether or not this is a very positive outcome or mixed outcome or feels terrible outcome. A lot of it depends on how you set yourself up taking care of yourself. And maybe taking care of another person, helping to care for another, is maybe a part of what you need to do. And so what will happen is Jupiter toward the end of the year will move over the descendant line. This is an important part of a person's chart. It's called an angle. There are 4 angles, and all it means is it's this moment when, in this case, Jupiter will move from the 6th house to the 7th house. That little threshold that Jupiter moves over, moving from the 6th to the 7th house, is called an angle. And that moment in a person's life when a major planet goes over that particular place is big in terms of partnership and in terms of relationship. So it all depends on how you've been managing things and what's going on in the area of relationships already. So for a single Cancer, this can be a time of relationship growth when maybe you have been dating somebody you really care about, you feel like proposing, or somebody proposes to you, or you actually get married. This is a time when relationships are blossoming for a person who is, in a new and not yet committed relationship. This becomes more committed. If you're single up until this point, so you wouldn't necessarily get engaged if you start dating somebody, it's a time when lots of prospects can appear on the scene who seem like marriageable long-term prospects. Whereas, when Jupiter was back in your fifth house, it could have been more like, this is really fun, this person's very romantic, I'm having fun dating, but not necessarily long-term. Now, in 2019, you're really gearing up for something more long-term if you're single. So it just depends on where in the phase of relationship you are, but if you're more on the uncommitted side, whether you're dating or not yet dating, the people you meet and the mindset you're in is more long-term. If you're already married, it can be a time of expansion in whatever the theme is in your marriage currently or your long-term relationship. Long-term being over 5 years. So you don't have to have been married 5 years, but your whole relationship has to have lasted at least 5 years. Sometimes I like to say it's even longer. But anyway, you've been with this person for a while. Maybe you've even been dating for a long time, and so it's fairly committed. Sometimes people are already living together. That's a committed relationship. So you don't have to actually have a ring on your finger or have given a ring to somebody to have it be this long-term relationship. But if you've been with someone for a while and you've actually been living together, acting like a married couple, this group would include you, where Jupiter's going to expand what's there. So if you've been with someone for a really long time, what you may have discovered in relationships is people kind of fall in and out of love. It's not that you never don't love somebody, or maybe in some cases that's true, but it's more like sometimes you're more passionate and romantic feeling towards somebody and you're really appreciating them in your life. And then sometimes you're more focused on life, little stuff, and you're just not feeling that passion and romance. Long-term relationships go through different phases. And so this could be kind of a renaissance where you really fall in love again. It depends on the two people and the atmosphere of the relationship when Jupiter arrives, because Jupiter will expand what it touches. If there's been trouble and struggle and disagreement, then Jupiter will hit that and expand it. Now, that doesn't mean that Jupiter's bringing you something unlucky. It's showing you it's there. Sometimes this is an opportunity to go get help for the relationship. Sometimes it can show you what needs to be worked on. It can also not really relate to your love life at this time. It can relate to business partnerships. So you may be expanding your work world career through business partnerships and relationships. Maybe key clients that you line up with and come to agreement with. So this could point more towards your work world. But this is a big theme for you because of Pluto and Saturn. Pluto and Saturn have been wanting you to understand something about relationships. They've been wanting you to learn and grow and mature and see something about the way you are in relationships. And that's what Jupiter is going to show you. So for some people, it's going to show you things like, I am loved, and this person loves me, and we're going to get married, and I'm ready to commit. Sometimes that's what the mirror holds up. And then sometimes the mirror is going to hold up, here's a pattern I get into in relationships, and I'm ready to change it. I don't like it. So it just depends on the person. But Pluto and Saturn are saying it's time. It's time to learn whatever this lesson is. It's either time to learn you are loved and you are worthy of love, or it's time to learn, hey, I need to change the way I react and respond to things. I need to change this power dynamic that I get into over and over again, and I'm ready to do that. So that's the bigger lesson. You can find me for a personal reading or a life coaching session at www.freshastrology.com. You can come join our tribe at www.tribetripsandretreats.com. It's a separate business where our core mission is to help women in midlife who are looking to reinvent themselves through possibly becoming entrepreneurs. That's the core mission, although our tribe is very inclusive. We have men in our tribe, we have younger people who aren't really in midlife, who just want to have community and maybe get some coaching and just hear what's coming up, what events we have coming up. Or they just like Mimi's Tuesday tips. The only emails we send out are on Tuesday. Mimi, my business partner, one of my business partners, writes them, and she's just talking about her own life and some inspiring thoughts she's had. She gets very good feedback on these, so come join us. You have to join our mailing list to get the Tuesday tips, and in the Tuesday tips sometimes we will have alerts about upcoming events or trips, and also give discounts on programs. So anyway, come join us there if you feel inspired to do so. All right, take care.